The guy the Trump administration is going after today, though, is Senator Mark Kelly. You probably heard us talking about that earlier, but the video the Democrats put out were a group of them, including Kelly. They said that members, military officers, essentially should refuse illegal orders, right? So Trump came out and made all kinds of threats about that, said it was seditious behavior, and now they're starting up an investigation at the Pentagon into Kelly. What do you make of that investigation?
Well, I think that, unlike many of our colleagues, I believe that this could be a case of alleged insubordination. However, having said that, this is Mark Kelly you're talking about. This isn't some radical GI private. This is the astronaut. This is the war hero. This is the spouse of Gabby Gifford. This is an American treasure. What would be appropriate, even if he was, borderline insubordination, not hanging, what would be appropriate is a strongly worded letter to his file. It is preposterous to talk about, draconian punishment when it comes to this particular treasure, this American hero. I can't get over
what would be
how
insubordinate about
President
it, though,
Trump
Geraldo? Why do you think it might be insubordinate?
Well, because there is a chain of command, Connell. There is a, there is a danger once you start making the military a democracy that there's too much First Amendment. When you become a GI, you surrender part of your First Amendment. You don't have the freedom of speech, the freedom to incite insubordination, to remind the troops that they could be, they could be free if the order was unlawful, then
right.
They could ignore it. But who's to judge what is unlawful?
Well, that's the question. Yeah,
what's
that's
unlawful?
a process. General Clark was telling us he was just speaking to officers, though, not to. If this is the case, that those are the people, according to General Clark, of all his experience, he said that would make that decision about it. It was unlawful, and if an officer thought something was unlawful, then they should refuse it. That's in the, I guess, the code of conduct.
It is Article 91. It's in the Code of Conduct, but it is clear that you can't, in terms of your insubordination, this is a minor offense, if anything, by Captain Kelly, by Senator Kelly. What did he do? He did a PSA. Most of the people in the PSA were already retired and gone on to other greener pastures, perhaps. Senator Kelly is the only one that the Department of War has jurisdiction over in any extent. But then you have to decide what he did. What did he do compared to who he is? And I think that, Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, has to take a deep breath and take a look at this man. This is someone, unlike Pete himself, this is someone whose background is impeccably unblemished, appropriate, heroic in every way, in every regard. Right. There are some people for whom Mark Kelly could be on Mount Rushmore. You don't mess around with Mount Rushmore. Kelly should, if anything, let them, if they want to, if Hegseth dares to start this process, then I think that he will be embarrassed ultimately, because ultimately, if anything, Kelly would get a rap on the knuckles and a strongly worded letter to his file, and this talk of hanging and sedition and all this rhetoric. It's so fake. It is fake news. That's really what it is. It's fake news to think that Mark Kelly is in any way a traitor to his country.
I'm glad we got you for one day this week, on a holiday week. Listen, have a great Thanksgiving with the family.
Thanks, brother.
And we do love you having you on. We're thankful for Geraldo, the great Geraldo Rivera.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.